In this short video, I want to talk a little bit about complex PTSD or CPTSD, which is often confused with PTSD. Complex PTSD is very different than PTSD in that it affects development, the development of the brain, the development of interpersonal, the ability to have effective interpersonal interactions. Complex PTSD is not a diagnosis in the DSM as of yet. However, the more research that is done on this phenomenon, the more we realize how prevalent it is. For example, a lot of people that have depression or anxiety, lying underneath that is complex PTSD. Complex PTSD is a result of growing up in a stressed family, I would say, with children, with parents that are usually very immature, and there's usually a generational dynamic where the parents were also treated with neglect. And by neglect, I mean more emotional neglect. Emotional neglect such that the development of self is not truly developed or achieved until maybe in midlife, when someone goes through a midlife crisis, if at all then. But usually it's about parents who don't allow their children to have emotions because it mirrors the parents' own emotions, which upsets them because they weren't allowed to have emotions because of their parents, the way their parents treated them. So it's about emotional dismissiveness. If a child is hurting in any way, either physically or more so emotionally, though, is that dismissiveness, like the child gets the message that you don't matter. Normally, parents do not mean to do this to their children. They do what they know best, and when we know better, we do better. But usually it's because they're dealing with their own traumas. They don't have the emotional energy between their work and their own relationships that they're maneuvering to really attend to their children's emotional needs. And again, it's not only about emotions, it's about children developing a positive sense of self, self-efficacy, and their ability to sustain themselves according to whatever developmental stage they're at. Because children are struggling so much with not getting these basic emotional needs met, they miss important developmental milestones in terms of reading social cues, in terms of developing empathy, in terms of developing positive social responses in interpersonal relationships. So it's usually a relational trauma. It starts with a parent or both parents and just trickles right down throughout someone's life until they learn about it. And luckily, we're learning more and more and more about this. Through our coaching program, I teach all about complex PTSD and how to best help clients in terms of educating them on what they're struggling with, give them context, and also tips on how to recover and develop a sense of self that realizes its worth and its ability to thrive. And again, a lot of this is soul level work too, which enhances their emotional, neurological, and nervous system and psychological well-being, in addition to the whole package. So I want to explain that to you. If you have any other comments, please feel free to comment on this video. I welcome your comments. We can all learn together. Thank you.